Hi, I'm Hailey Murphy from the Society for Biological Engineering at AIChE, and today I'm here with the D.I.C. Wang Award winner, Douglas Clark from UC Berkeley. Douglas is a professor at UC Berkeley under the Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering Department, as well as the Dean of the Chemistry Department. Welcome.
Thanks, Hailey.
So today I'll just have a few questions for you in regards to this award. I know it's very prestigious, and I also really enjoyed your talk that was earlier.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So my first question for you is, what does receiving this award mean to you?
Well, this award in particular means a great deal to me. All awards, of course, do, particularly AIChE awards and SBE awards. But the award being named after Danny is very special. I've known Danny a long time. I first met Danny as a graduate student and have known him and benefited from knowing him ever since. I'm a great admirer of his. I still remember the first meeting. I remember explaining my research as a graduate student to Danny, and within 5 minutes, Danny saw elements of the work and viewed it from a perspective that was new to me. Mm-hmm. So I thought, this is truly somebody special, and of course he had a special reputation. I happened to be the editor of Biotechnology and Bioengineering. That came up in the introduction. Danny was the editor of that journal from 1984 to 1990, and the reason that's significant is because I started my academic career in 1984. Okay. So Danny handled the very first research paper I submitted as an assistant professor. And he's just a colorful, larger-than-life character. So to have an award that was named in honor of him and what he represents is very special.
Okay, very nice. I just wanted to also ask you, could you tell me more about just one of the many research topic areas that you work on that you find is most interesting?
Well, I'm probably going to bore you a little bit because you've heard some of this already, but I'll present it from a different perspective. And what I talked about was a particular arc of our research. And this is something that makes research so interesting and so special. We started out studying these exotic microorganisms that survive under these extreme conditions, which have many potential applications in biotechnology because they are so robust and can be used under these extreme conditions. But we were trying to understand something fairly simple, and how do these organisms survive, and what is the machinery they use to synthesize and fold proteins? And how can they do it under conditions that are toxic to most other organisms? And so we started probing that, and in the process of probing that, we found a unique protein. We weren't expecting to do that, and then we started exploring how that protein can be used. And so you heard about some of those applications. Nanowires, conductive nanowires, templates for mobilizing proteins, bases for hydrogels, catalysts of various kinds. And we're continuing to explore that on all these fronts. And of course it's of interest to us, or we wouldn't be doing it. But I think it's a nice example of how there's a large element of exploration and serendipity to research. You never know what lies around the next corner. And so you adapt, you adjust, you explore, you follow your interests. And that's really one of the things that makes it so much fun and so challenging. So we're trying to utilize these unusual proteins that nature has adapted to tolerate these harsh conditions and apply them in various applications to either help other organisms survive similar conditions or to produce useful materials that are robust and exhibit interesting functional properties.
It's very cool. I actually, when you opened up your talk with that, I was like, wow. With the photos and then like the flashback of you, and they're just really great.
Thank you. I did look a lot younger then.
Yeah, I mean, the photo was just, I don't know, it just seemed so cool. And do you deep sea dive?
No,
Okay.
no, but I do blackwater raft.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if
Okay.
you've ever heard of blackwater
No, I
rafting.
haven't.
If you ever go to New Zealand,
Okay.
or even Hawaii,
All right.
which is a little closer,
Yeah.
there's something called blackwater rafting,
Okay.
where you go rafting through rapids in caves.
Interesting.
So it's all
I'll try
done
that.
underground. And Holger Janisch, who was pictured with me,
Yeah.
was my companion on that
That's very
trip.
cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And that's one of the great things about
Yeah.
being in this job is you meet
Oh, yeah.
very interesting and wonderful people. And Holger was
Definitely.
definitely in that class.
Okay. My last question for you is, do you have any advice for young engineers who are maybe just graduating bachelor's or PhD or even a master's degree, coming out into the world? Do you have any advice for them?
Well, one, they should congratulate themselves for being engineers.
Okay.
They should be proud that they have had to work as hard as they have to be where they are and to accomplish what they have. And then they should never lose sight of what it is that drove them to be engineers in the first place, what it is that they truly love about what they do. And that's what they should continue to pursue and try to achieve throughout their career. Whether it's in academia or the national lab or an industry or a startup, big company, small company, because they're fortunate to have, and I think engineers know this, one of the best jobs, one of the best careers, one of the most exciting, one of the most challenging, and one of the most important. And so, and they shouldn't lose sight of that. Engineers now are more important than ever as we face problems on a global scale, healthcare, clean water, infrastructure, sustainable energy, climate change.
Yeah.
So we need engineers now more than ever. And like I said, engineers should be proud of what they've been able to do and how hard they've worked to do what they do. And they should strive to enjoy themselves and work as hard as they possibly can to save the planet. And they might just do it.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say thank you. And it was a pleasure meeting you.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
All right.